though we adopted them affectionately. That we always want to talk to each other, though we don't always make time to see each other. That we love each other's children, though not as our own. That we admire each other's work, yet would never want to switch places. I never explain that we tell each other everything, but that there are things we don't say. Or that Robin has spent the last 5 years pulling away from me, or that I want more of her. I don't talk about how perfect our twinship was in childhood, why it isn't perfect anymore, yet that I still believe it's the best twinship I know. Though Robin's and my story is not the focus of this book, it is, undeniably, its spine. It's the prism through which I listen to every other twin's experience, the test case with which I try to deconstruct the elements of individuality, the emotional puzzle I set about taking apart and piecing together. Our facts, bare bones, are these. We were born May 17, 1965, at Doctors Hospital in New York City. Robin had a lot of hair. I had none. My mother recalls the names my father was mulling before we arrived: Troilus and Cressida, Anthony and Cleopatra, Julius and Ethel. I was named after my father's father, Abraham, who was a hat blocker. Robin was named after my father's cousin, Robert, who died in a car crash at 22. I came out 1 minute ahead, but only because we were delivered by C-section. Robin would have exited first in a normal birth, and she constantly reminds me of that fact. I stood, crawled, and walked ahead of Robin. I don't constantly remind her of that fact. We spent our first 5 years living on the ground floor of a Greenwich Village brownstone. Each of us had our own crib. Then we shared a bunk bed. Robin was on top, and once rolled out, thudding to the floor. Later, we moved to the Upper West Side and got our own bedrooms at age 14. Mom dressed Robin in red, like the bird, and me in blue, so that people not constantly ask, which is which. But we still often ended up in the same outfit: fluffy winter coats, yellow slickers, and Oshkosh-bagosh overalls. Both of us were instantly outgoing, cheerful, and hammy. We performed constantly, without prompting. No one can say why. My parents weren't theatrical. They were exuberant, yes. Dad, a labor lawyer, is funny at dinner parties. Mom, a writer, is politically impassioned, but they weren't performers. Robin and I had more dress-up clothes than real clothes, and our main activity, with friends, or more often just with each other, was to dress up and act. We used British accents and a lot of flea market costume jewelry. We sang and choreographed by ourselves almost daily. We were each other's taskmasters, quick to chastise when one of us missed a step or flubbed a lyric. Our parents were summoned night after night to buy tickets to our makeshift show, and in front of the scratchy green blanket we hung between closets, we belted out our latest numbers. We choreographed a ballet routine to Aaron Copland's Rodeo, complete with pantomimed lassos. We wrote a medley for our annual family Hanukkah party with lyrics set to Broadway show tunes. For example, "Don't cry for me, Antiochus. The truth is I burned the latkes." For the annual Labor Day show on Fire Island, where we spent childhood summers, Robin and I painted on too much red lipstick. The photographs are almost clownish, and I can't believe no adult saved us from ourselves, and sang duets like Downtown. We fronted for the cute Weber brothers, who played guitar and drums, while Robin and I slapped tambourines against our non-existent hips. When we were 9, we were interviewed by Mario Thomas on the TV version of Free to Be, You and Me, because our mom was an editorial consultant on the project. I got more airtime. At one point on camera, I tell Mario that I love being a twin because when you have a lot of feelings, it's good that I can have somebody to bring it out to, who's my age. When we were 10, we auditioned together in polka dot shirts for the role of an orphan in the original production of Annie. The casting directors said they would take one of us. We had to choose which. Neither of us took the role. That same year, a producer chose us to be in a TV show called